Welcome to Alien World Aquatics. Happy Saturday, everybody. How you doing, baby?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
It's the first time talking today.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen you. What's going on? Got Cyclid 23, got Cody's son. Man, some of you guys were up late last night. And Anthony Fishy Friend's stream.
Poor Anthony was falling asleep.
Poor guy. He was so sleepy. But that was a fun stream. I always love talking to you guys late night. Who was there? Ed and Priscilla and Anthony and Dave's Aquarium Thoughts and
Biggie or something?
who?
Biggie?
I think you're right.
I don't know if I said it.
Can't remember if I left anyone out, but that was a little fun stream.
Yeah.
So today we wanted to show everybody a couple of things we've been working on and a couple of the fun things we've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to expose the lovely seahorse here to new UFO stuff and things like that. So we watched the Bob Lazar documentary. I've seen it like 4 times now. It was Bob Lazar and Area 51 and Flying Saucers. It was a great documentary. Definitely recommend it. If you guys haven't seen it, go check that out.
Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. And I think the main thing that, you took away from it, but I think, I won't put words in your mouth, but I think is, I always talk about our BS-o-meter.
Yeah.
If you think someone's full of crap. And I think there's a lot of the UFO people that are full of crap. And there's a lot of people out there looking for attention. And this is not one of those guys,
Definitely doesn't seem that way.
No, it definitely doesn't seem like that. What's going on, Select Pet? Keep driving.
Drive safely.
Yeah, drive safely there, buddy. But I think, with Bob Lazar, it really showed that he doesn't want the attention.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk about this anymore. He doesn't want really even to change people's minds.
Right.
He
honestly wants to be left alone.
He just wants to be left alone. What's going on, Big J?
He doesn't even want to do these interviews and stuff.
Yeah, he didn't even want to do the Joe Rogan interview, which was what I watched last night with my buddy Dan and Paige. We watched the Bob Lazar interview with Joe Rogan, which was also very good. And it's just, I don't get any BS from him. And over 30 years since his first interview in 1989, his story has not changed. His story has not changed one bit.
And throughout the years, there's been things to prove, little things he said here and there have been, proven true.
Absolutely. Yeah, he talked about this little hand scanner that he had to put his hand in to get into the facility in S4, which is located close to Area 51. It's like a little offshoot. And he described this hand scanner that was, back in the 80s, very high technology. And when he kept bringing it up to people, he couldn't explain it quite right, and people didn't really believe him. And recently, in the documentary, he was shown a picture of the actual hand scanning device that he used, and he was just, ear to ear smiling.
Yeah.
You can tell, he's not a smiley guy. And, him smiling, getting a little bit of vindication was very interesting. So they actually found these hand scanners that were being used in the stealth program. So when they made the stealth aircraft, like even the black aircraft that are like triangles,
yeah, that
are like, they're not like invisible, but they can't be detected by radar.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they are detected by radar, they look like on the radar, they look like a bird.
Right.
They look like something very small. And, just being able to prove that one little thing after so many years of, people not understanding or not believing, you could see this guy smile and have a small piece of vindication. I think it's insane that to this day, the FBI and other agencies are still raiding his workplace and his house.
Yeah,
they're still showing up. They're still bugging him. They're still trying to do it. I understand that he really hates that people and other UFO experiencers or people that are interested in the topic literally will just camp out, on his lawn. Just they'll email him and be like, I'm driving from 2 miles or 2,000 miles away. And it's just Let's see if I can get this out. It seems like he just doesn't want to deal with these people, and I think that's one of the reasons he did the Joe Rogan interview, was because he just wanted to get one more done so people would stop bothering him. And I totally understand that he doesn't want to be bothered. The problem is he has some of the most important information on the planet if it's true.
Right.
And
that's what he cares about, right? He's not trying to prove that aliens exist. He's not really sure about that whole thing, but
no, he is.
But but he's not trying to bring that idea across as much as he's trying to inform everyone that this technology is here and available to us.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And he thinks it's doing us a disservice not to know about it.
Yeah. Let me make sure my audio is good. Yeah, that one's good. Let me know if anyone's having any issue hearing us. But yeah, he didn't really have an issue with trying to get, to figure out where they came from or what they look like and all this stuff. He doesn't really care. He just wants the technology to be released because it's a crime against humanity and the scientific community and every single one of us that we can at least be told that this is true, that the government and private industry also does have a whole bunch, at least 9 of these craft that are not from this world. And you're flickering in and out, make a short.
Is the mic close enough to you?
I'm using that mic up there.
Do you use that mic up there?
Yeah, we can use that one. I used that one last time. Go on, Dan Slee.
And Big J, I think, entered.
Yeah, I think I said hi to Big J.
Yeah,
Big
Donald
J.
Fish Thighs.
Yeah.
Hello.
I don't know. Maybe there's something going on. Either way, yeah, let me know if anyone else is experiencing the same. It seems good on my side. I'm not sure. Either way, so he doesn't really seem to care about the alien side of this, even though he knows. Dan Slee says there's clear audio and video. Try to refresh Donald. Okay. But he doesn't seem to care about the alien aspect of it as much, even though he can, in his mind, he knows that these craft are not from this world. And that, the seats that are inside the craft that he worked on was only, built for something that's about 3 feet tall. 3 feet tall. So, it's a very interesting person. And like I said, my BS meter does not go off with him. And I don't know. I think everyone should really take a good hard look at Bob Lazar, the documentary, and also the Joe Rogan interview with Bob Lazar. And I think at the very least, you might learn something new. And I don't know. I think it's one of the most compelling stories or, accounts of being able to, see something, because it's not like other people that have seen a light in the sky or have a video of a light in the sky or have, they said that something came and got me when I was sleeping. And no, he literally disassembled parts of these craft. His job was to work on the reactor, the power source, or the propulsion system of the craft. And one of the things about private industry and government when they're working on top secret things is everything is compartmentalized, meaning you don't get to work on the whole craft. Let's say it's even just not an alien ship. Let's say it's just a super top secret aircraft that we're working on that's just legitly made by humans. That's the same way they would divide it up. One person works on weapons, or a group works on weapons. Another one works on navigation. Another one works on propulsion. Another one works on metallurgy, meaning what it's made of. And they don't really get to know what their part, how it's going to be part of the whole. So it's so hard for them to get any real big picture.
Right.
If you
they're not allowed to discuss ideas or give anyone input, because everyone's encouraged to just work silently in their own station. And it's hard to make any progress like that when you have all these smart people together, that are capable of, of building new things and stuff. They're not allowed to discuss anything. So it slows down that whole progression process.
Absolutely, painstakingly slow progress. So he was on a buddy system. He could only work with one other guy and talk about any of this stuff with one other person. And he brings up how that is such a hindrance to science and moving forward and trying to figure things out. That it's so sad to see some of this. That this technology is not just cool; it's earth changing. If this technology is released, we don't need fossil fuels anymore. We don't need cars anymore. We don't need any of the stuff that we're paying for right now. That's all 60s technology that we're still hanging on to that we really don't need if this is real. Basically what he was saying is that if you have a machine that can create gravity, all that stuff in the sci-fi world becomes 100% real and 100% possible. If you have a machine that creates gravity, you can make force fields. You can have anti-gravity. You can do all this stuff that you've seen on, Star Trek, Stargate, Star Wars. All that stuff becomes 100% easy and real. It always makes me think of one of the quotes from the head of the Lockheed Skunk Works, who is he's passed away a long time ago, but God, I can remember his name. But he was saying that, basically, we already have the technology to take ET home. And he says, if you've seen it in Star Trek or Star Wars, we've either been there, done that, or realized it wasn't worth our time.
Yeah.
So that kind of lines up with what Bob Lazar is saying. The other thing that lines up with Bob Lazar is all this tic-tac UFOs that we've been seeing recently in the news, and the gimbal footage that we saw in the news. The craft move and perform exactly how Bob described them to be back in the 80s. And, like I said before, his story hasn't changed. So you can tell that there's got to be something there with all these little pieces over 30 years vindicating his pieces of the details that he can come up with,
Yeah.
And it's just, like I said, it's worth a look. I don't know what else to say to you guys about it. You got to take the time. And I think that's the biggest roadblock to getting people to understand UFO information. So many people will ask me about UFO stuff. They want the cliff notes. They want to know proof and everything that I've learned since 2000, 2001. They want me to condense that down into a 3-minute conversation and prove to them and convince them that it's real. You can't. I can't do that. You have to take the time. Most people will not take the time to even watch a documentary that's an hour and a half long. They just won't do it. They just won't dedicate that time of their day for whatever reason. It might be a quote unquote valid reason. Maybe they got family stuff going on, or they got to do work, or this or that. And I get that. But if you're not willing to take the time to listen to some of these documentaries, even if you think some of it's BS, if you're not willing to listen to it, you're not going to learn anything. You got to look at this stuff, and take the time to do it. I mean, some of these interviews and documentaries, there's hours and hours and hours and hours of catching up you had to do if you're interested in this topic.
I know for me personally, like after watching that Bob Lazar documentary and his interview last night, it really helped me, like, in my beliefs, it kind of proved some stuff to me, and made me, I guess, more of a believer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you think is the most compelling thing that he brought up? Like the thing that really turned your mind of like, this might be real. That his story might be real.
It wasn't something he said specifically. It was more just watching him and listening to him, and how he's very much not like that, kind of UFO person that, wants attention and, I saw this and all this stuff. Like, it was more like he was telling his story.
Mm-hmm.
That he even admitted there's certain things he didn't understand, and he doesn't try to come up with his own personal opinion about it. If he doesn't know something, he'll say, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of what he says is very detailed, like the way he explains the craft he was working on. And he said he only worked on one of these crafts there, and
about
he
6
wasn't.
months.
Yeah, and he wasn't allowed to really like look at anything else going on there or talk about it. And for me, it was more like getting to know him, and to me, he seems legit. You know, because he's very much like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Honestly, this ruined my life. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, coming out with this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they've been after him ever since, and you know, came between him and his wife, and just so many bad things resulted from him.
They shot out his tires on the highway.
The truth. Yeah, I mean, like, he was never trying to be a celebrity. Like, that wasn't his line of work. Like, he's very into technology and probably working on his own, you know, creating things. And I don't think he ever wanted, you know, this kind of reaction.
Well,
and now he's like, you know, I almost regret coming out with this stuff.
Absolutely.
But, you know, people have the right to know. And the fact that he's just so much like, I don't want to talk about it, leave me alone. You know, I've already told this story, and every time he tells it, it's the same exact story.
It's not changing.
You know, if you made up a bunch of lies, like this started back in 1989, like how could he remember, you know, what he told one person and how that differed from what he told another person? Like,
correct.
Everything seems to remain consistent, and yeah, he just doesn't. He wants to be left alone. To me, that sounds like, you know, a legit person, a legit story. But
absolutely. And I always say, you know,
he could be an amazing actor, but I don't get that vibe.
I don't see that.
I don't get that vibe from him though.
But one of the things I always say about, you know, when you're trying to find truth of anything at all, follow the money. This guy will not take any money for this. He's not made a single dime off this. Even when he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, he wouldn't let Joe Rogan pay for his plane ticket. He wouldn't let anybody pay for anything. I think there's only been one time that he got money for something related to it, and he made sure it was publicly shown that he donated that money to like scientific foundations and stuff. He doesn't want anybody thinking that he's trying to make money off this or that he's interested in talking about it. He doesn't want it. So,
and he seems like, you know, he's so passionate about science and technology. Like, that's what he lives and breathes, you know. So it makes sense that he would want the world to know that this technology exists so that we can benefit from it and advance from it.
You know, one of the main things people say to try to discredit Bob Lazar, you're probably going to laugh.
What is that?
They say he's not a scientist.
How?
Exactly, right? Out of just the stuff you've seen, that guy's for sure a scientist. Yeah. That's all he's done.
He seems incredibly smart. You know, and he does seem like an introvert. Like, he doesn't want to be out there talking to people and doesn't want people in his face. Like, he just wants to create things and work around technology. And we noticed that you could see on his face, like, and hear it in his voice, how frustrated he is talking about any of this because of, you know, things he went through because of it. You know, he just seems like so done with the whole topic. But, you know, he was nice enough to have that interview with Joe Rogan, and even during the interview he was like, I have a terrible migraine, like I don't want to be here. You know. So to me that doesn't seem like you're somebody that wants to just get attention. And
he talked about how he didn't even want to do the interview. He's like, this is going to make things worse. You know, people are going to keep coming after me. A whole new round of people are going to be coming after me now to talk to me.
I don't want to relive this again.
He doesn't want to go through it again. I mean, there was personal information that came out about his wife, you know, having an affair. You don't give up that information about your personal life that's embarrassing willingly if it's not part of the actual literal story. And it's just so sad. And I wish, you know, he doesn't want any one of us to say thank you or go to him and talk to him and, you know, and to have a conversation with him. But thank you, Bob Lazar. I mean, I say thank you for going through what you went through, because God, I can't. I know he's trying to do the right thing. And, you know, one of the main things is he was trying to do the right thing, but he was also trying to protect his life. One of the reasons that he did an interview with George Knapp was because he was worried about being killed. He had already had his life threatened. His wife's life was threatened. He had
they shot his tires.
He had his back tires shot out when he was on the highway. He did see the guy with the gun shoot. I mean, there's been so many things that are so negative and dangerous that have happened to this guy that gosh, I mean, we all should just say thank you. And I was telling Paige the other night, it's kind of like, back in the day when you had those, old astronomers, like, maybe Galileo and all the other ones that would come out and say, we're not the center of the universe, or, we don't, the sun doesn't revolve around us, we revolve around the sun. They were considered witches and heretics, and those people were burned at the stake. They were burned alive. They were killed and drowned because of these ideas. And now we know that all that's true. I think we're going to look back in however many years it takes, and we're going to look back at Bob Lazar, just like people look back at like Galileo and all these other people that were persecuted back in the day, for coming out with the truth, but people weren't ready to accept the truth.
Or the government and CIA and all the all those big dogs. They don't want us knowing anything that they're not ready for us to know.
Mm-hmm. It disrupts power structures.
By their timing, and some of it they may never release to us. And so anyone that threatens that, they threaten their life.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It disrupts their power. I mean, back in the day, the church was the most powerful thing. So when you tell people that we're not the center of the universe and that this is not true, the church goes, "Oh, you're disrupting our power. Yeah. We need to take you out.
We're going to cause trouble."
What's going on, HC Aqua? What's going on, Jesse?
And you were saying how with this kind of technology existing, we can eliminate a lot of the fossil fuels and
you don't need any of it.
And all the pollution that we're experiencing and the global warming, like there can be many improvements, to help the earth and help the environment and all of us, but it means a lot less money for these people. So
trillions and trillions of dollars.
So they don't want to go that route, even though it could save our planet, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Tom Patterson says, "Have you seen the George Knapp interview on JRE?" I was showing the documentary and the interview with Joe Rogan the other night to Paige and my buddy. I did bring up also that George Knapp, who's the guy that basically first found Bob Lazar, first interviewed him, and he's the guy that's the main UFO guy in Las Vegas news. For one of the most credible reporters that there are. I mean, he's one of the most credible that there are. I absolutely have seen it. I probably should watch it again and show Paige that interview. But yeah, Tom Patterson, bringing that up. That's a great one for everybody to watch as well. But I don't know what else I can say other than watch it and see what you think. And like I said, if you think you're a good judge of character in real life with people who you think are an honest person, a good person, a bad person, just check it out. And whether you agree with aliens or not, or whether you believe in the subject or not, just watch the documentary and watch his interview and just tell me if you think he's a BSer. Is he really is he look like a guy that has something to gain by this? He has nothing to gain by this.
He's only lost.
He's only lost.
He's only lost because of it.
And he always says, if you go back and do it again, would you still come out with the information?
Like, no.
He's like, nope.
No way.
Nope, probably not. And he wants to be on that cutting edge of technology, and I can only imagine what it's like to go into a job and be able to see 9 different discs or flying saucers or whatever they are, and not be able to say anything, and not be able to be screaming from the top of your lungs, being like, "Everybody, come look! Like, this is the biggest news we've ever had on the planet." Like Joe Rogan was saying in the podcast, there's 2 questions that humans need answered. 1, what happens after we die? 2, are we alone? And if we can answer one of those 2, it changes everything. It changes everything. What's going on, Pam? What's going on? Wait a minute, we gotta pause this UFO talk. How's the arm today? What happened to your arm, Pam?
Oh no.
What's going on here? Hope you're okay.
Did you heard it arm wrestling someone?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I did want to say also, I hope a lot of or some of the fish fam has been dealing with some fires. I know Danikin and Priscilla, right?
Yeah.
They have Colorado and Oregon are having some crazy fires. I think California is too. I just man, my heart goes out to everyone. I hope you guys are okay. I hope your property stays safe. But gosh, we're looking at some of the pictures. It looks like it looks like the end of the world.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they're driving down the hot. Was that Priscilla that's in that picture?
Yeah, she sent me a picture.
It looks like
it didn't look real.
end
It was like
of the world.
It's some apocalypse movie.
It looks like an asteroid hit the Earth, and now everything's just on fire. It's just absolutely insane. I think it's interesting. You know, we live in Maryland, and we get a little bit of everything, but not hardcore. Like we do get earthquakes, we do get tornadoes, we do get hurricanes, we do get floods and things like that, but nothing to the level of some of these other places. It's just
not to the point where we have to worry about evacuation or something, other than this pandemic. But
gosh, man. So I hope everyone's doing okay out there, guys. Please stay safe.
Yeah,
that is legit.
It's stressful. It's like you already have enough stress in your life, then you got to worry about like, you know, is your house gonna catch on fire?
Gosh,
I'm gonna lose everything.
I know.
Like, am I gonna have to get up and move tomorrow? Like, nobody should have to go through that.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. So heart goes out to all of them. Hope they're doing all right. Maybe they'll drop in. Maybe Priscilla or Danica will drop in, but I wouldn't count it if they're trying to deal with all that right now. Art Bell and George Norrie had a show on Bob 2, old Coast to Coast shows. Oh, man, I used to listen to all the Coast to Coast shows. It was a radio show that would come on late at night about UFOs and topics, paranormal topics. And, I mean, that was kind of what started it. You had to be up real late to catch those. And there were so many commercials that, like, dude, you'd be starting it at maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and it'd be over like 4. So like, it's just
those hours work
hard
for you,
one.
You're not carrying
yeah, we were up so late last night, couldn't sleep at all, man.
Like 7, 8 in the morning.
Pam says I can move it about half an inch away from my body today, so better. All right, there we go. Aww. Hey, there you go. I remember I had some CBD cream last night. After I put that on, I could sleep. Very good stuff. CBD is some really, really good stuff. I think a lot of people are figuring out how awesome that can be for so many different reasons. That is progress. That is progress. Speaking of progress, I wanted to show you guys something that we've done. We've been working a lot. We missed some streams before because we have been working our butt off to turn our backyard into a POS, into our own little paradise. It's nothing crazy, and we didn't have the resources right now to build a giant pond or anything. Maybe one day, but we wanted to make sure that my backyard, our backyard, you know, it was just a jungle of weeds and grossness. And
I mean, it's hard not to be because we literally live like in the forest.
Yes, my backyard is a forest.
Okay,
so. Hey, we're just talking about you, buddy. I hope you're doing okay. Please give us an update, man. We were just saying we hope you're doing okay. We saw some pictures from Priscilla, too. And I was just saying to everyone that it looks like the end of the world with all those fires and how much smoke is out there. So please give us an update of how you're doing, if you don't mind, with you and your 70 fish tanks over there, sir. 70. Man, you know, when I hear that, I'm like, what the heck? You know, I have like 11 12 fish tanks, whatever I got running at the moment. I thought that's a lot. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, water changes. But then I'm like, I can't complain. I can't complain when Ken's like, I got 70 tanks. Shut the hell up, Scott. Like, yeah. I think also it should be known. Let me check this. I think I'm against Danica in the fantasy football league here. Let me see. I can't remember who I'm against.
I think so.
Yep, me and Danica are against each other, man. I'll give you guys a little fantasy football update. Okay, we have been graded to level 1 and wind has changed. My place has said, yeah! Very happy to hear that, buddy.
Good news.
Very happy to hear that. And unfortunately for you, I'm also very happy that your kicker missed a long 51-yard field goal, which would have been bad for me if he made it, but he did not. So -1 point. And your kicker, Fairbairn, ends up with 2 points. So here we go, first place. I'm going first place in the league this year. Let's go.
Hey, what about me? I'm in that same league.
Like I said, first place for me. I'm gonna be first place fantasy football. First place.
I was picked number 10. It's not good.
I was picked number 9. We're not in a good spot. That's not a good spot to be. In the middle of the draft is a really bad place to be. It's not easy to get good players at that time, but I got a few ones that I like. I got Derrick Henry, one of my favorite players. Man, Chattanooga Ed stole a bunch of my Chiefs players that I wanted, and James from Fish Room Fever took the quarterback I wanted, took Patrick Mahomes.
He's trying to act like he didn't know he didn't know anything about fantasy or football.
Yeah, like he didn't know
up all the good players.
Yeah, but now his wife's got like a whole chart set up and everything with the stats and everything. She's got it all done. Like, God, man, I do. And the person who has the best team in the entire fantasy football league,
auto-drafted.
I believe, it's Aquamate who auto-drafted, which I understand, Aquamate, if you listen to this, I understand you auto-drafting as it being like 5:36 in the morning when we drafted here. I know you are, you got a really good team though. I mean, at least based on the points that Yahoo Sports projects, he does have the most dangerous team.
Griffin Fisher's here.
What's up, Griffin?
Hello.
What's going on, buddy?
Hello.
Danny says, yeah, my great kicker spanked 2 kicks. Think I'll be looking for a new kicker. Maybe, man. You know, I wouldn't. I don't want to be giving out too much good advice here to other teams, but then again, I don't know if I would do that quite yet, man. I think they were just against one of the hardest teams to play against. Not only is the Kansas City offense redonkulous, I mean, their defense got even better. So I would wait maybe one more week and see how he does, because that is a high scoring team. I just think they had a really bad matchup, and next week's matchup they're going against Baltimore. So good luck with that.
That's my defense.
I mean, good luck with that. That's another offense that's insane. The defense is insane. So I don't know. Maybe hang on to him. I don't know. Danny probably knows better than I do what he wants to do, but dude, that's a tough first schedule for them to have. For Houston to go Chiefs and then Ravens. I mean, maybe you want to get it out of the way in the beginning of the season.
I don't know, because they also want to get that momentum going.
It's hard to come back from 0-2.
The momentum and confidence you can get from winning the first couple of games can really make the season, either good or bad for you.
Just pressure. I feel like when you start out 0-1 and then 0-2, the pressure just comes on you. You're already trying to catch up. And it's like, man. I mean, they had a great team. The main thing is, I don't want to stay on football for too long. There are some football people in here, but Houston traded away their best player. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best receivers in football. They traded him away. For David Johnson, who's good. He's a good running back. He's a good running back, but DeAndre Hopkins, you're all crazy. Even the announcers in the NFL, they're like, the shocking trade, like this weird trade. Like, what are you doing, Houston? I mean, I think it was more of a money issue, that if they wanted to pay their quarterback what he wanted, they had to free up some money somewhere. But
that's not where.
I would have never in a million years traded DeAndre Hopkins, and you could tell they were missing him. They did not have any giant long passes. All they have now is Will Fuller, who's a great speedster, but he's always getting injured. So I don't know. Good luck with that. And Stickler23 says, Steelers Monday night. Yeah, I do have some Steelers. I got Ben Roethlisberger. I got the Juju Smith-Schuster. So hopefully we're going to get some I have the defense too. So I actually have a good share of the Steelers this year. I normally don't pick up Steelers. I usually go for Chiefs, Titans, and Saints.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, the Steelers could be really good this year. The defense can be good. And they got Roethlisberger back. So I'm looking for some bomb passes to the Juju.
Which Juju?
Yeah, the Juju. So, like I said, we've been working outside doing some stuff. And I'll show you a little preview of one of the little sections that we worked on. And let's see if I can pull this up here. Aha! So this is a little portion of our backyard. And I wish I could have shown you guys a before and after picture, because it doesn't really do it justice.
No.
This was literally just weeds. You couldn't see any of the outlying rocks that surround the area. So we remulched. We got flowers. We got these little pots that you see there that are filled with water. And it's a cloudy day, so it's not doing it right now. But those do have solar fountains in them, so they should be spraying water up in the air. He couldn't afford to get a nice pond going back there right now. So we wanted a little water feature that was cheaper, but something so you'd hear the water. And that's kind of what we came up with. And I think it turned out nice. And I kind of just used what I had in the yard and some of the things from Amazon that we found. And we've been scouring a place called At Home Decor, which is it's kind of like the Walmart of like home decor.
It's kind of like Home Goods, but like 10 times as big.
Yeah. We found that place by accident one day. We were trying to go to a Walmart, and our GPS took us to not Walmart. So it was At Home. And we just started picking up all these cool statues.
But we're glad that they misled us.
Yeah, I'm glad they misled us. But I really like how this turned out. And hopefully you guys like it too.
We'll have to show you again once it's sunny enough to get those sprinklers working, so you can see the water features. But we also have some cool statues. We have a crocodile and a cool lion,
and an owl.
We didn't get the dolphin in the picture. We have this awesome
dolphin
statue that I'm just in love with.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what we've been working on back there, amongst other things. And it's been a lot of yard work, and I think it's insane how when you start getting into yard work, how fast time flies. I mean, I was out there for three hours yesterday, and I thought it was only like an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh crap, I gotta get going and do other things. So
we also have a lot of cool lights, at nighttime. We got these cool mason jars that have these lights inside. They look so pretty. We try to hang them up in the trees, so they kind of dangle at night. But yeah, we're excited to show you more the more we make progress.
Absolutely.
Look who's there.
Oh my goodness. My buddy Julian. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for coming on in. I haven't seen you in here before, buddy. This is one of my karate guys that I used to teach karate for about the last 16 years, and this is one of the coolest instructors that I've ever met. Just a great, kind soul and a funny guy.
A real person.
It's funny, Julian. The other night, it's so funny. I was talking to my friends last night about how awesome to this day, how much I love how you set up the belts in the boxes for the belt test for karate. Still to this day, you are the only person in the martial arts industry that figured out a better way for the person running the belt tests to just know what belt I need. I know nobody here in the chat understands what I'm talking about. Thank you, Julie. That made my belt test so much easier to run.
Smart move.
It was so good. You're the man,
He's like
sir.
you. He wants things to be done efficiently.
Yes. Efficiently. It's great. Thanks, buddy.
That's so cool.
What's going on? Yeah, that's so cool. Far too kind. Nah, it's the truth, man. It's not too kind. He says OCD, my man. Hey, whatever works. No one else in the martial arts industry, like I was saying, like I could have gone teaching martial arts for another 20 years and probably not figured that out.
Nobody would have flipped the belt.
Nobody would have flipped the belt. I did want to show you guys. I'm going to see if I can get my phone to connect to StreamYard. I want to do a little feeding of our dragon puffer, because I haven't really got to show you the dragon puffer as much as I wanted to. Let's see if I can get back to it. Quasimodo is our humpbacked dragon puffer, and I wanted to see if I can maybe feed him in front of you guys. Let's see. I'm going to mute that. Hopefully this does not cause any issues. Enter broadcast studio. I'm going to remove that from the stream. Bear with me, guys. And let's see. Add to stream. Oh, that's me. All right, sweet.
That's you. You sure?
All right. Let me see if I can just put it on this.
I don't like that. Myself coming towards you.
Okay. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Tell you what, can you come be my camera woman?
Sure.
Where's my buddy? My buddy's gonna swim up here. Let's see. Come here, Quasimodo. Come here. Let's see.
Where is he?
He's coming. Let's see.
That's his dad.
This is such a little cute guy right here.
Yeah. Like a helicopter.
Yeah. Hi, comes out with the camera. Yeah, perfect. Look at that.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. He is such a cool little guy.
Quasimodo.
All right. So maybe if you could use the camera, kind of just use that over there to show. I will grab some krill. And I know it might be hard to hear right now, guys, but bear with me for one moment. At least you get to see him.
He loves his krill.
He loves his
He
krill.
won't eat anything else.
Yep. So let's see if we can get him a nice chunk.
He knows it's eating time.
All right. Come on up, buddy. Up here. Let's get it. Yeah.
You always get excited.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, if this thing hits the ground, he won't eat it anymore. He'll leave it there. It's like, nah, hit the ground.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if you can maybe check the chat for me, see if anyone's saying anything in here. We'll finish up. He's a messy eater, man. I gotta clean this tank up every time he eats.
No? No one said anything yet.
Very good. He's such a good one, though. We're so in love with this dragon pupper. He's such a cute.
Shout out to Dan's Fish.
Yeah, Dan's Fish, man. He's such a good one. Let's see what else I can show here. So we got 75 with some angels.
Don't forget that we have new babies. New
Oh, yes.
Again.
We have some of these babies in here. Polar blue stick livers, one little baby. So hard to tell. I did do a little bit of redoing the terrarium here. Let's see if I can get that to look the way I want. This guy thinks he's getting fed.
Chubster.
The original cutie, the chubster,
Chubster.
and this beautiful turquoise jewel that we have here.
Yeah.
Very, very awesome.
Jackie's so beautiful.
And I added this in there to snatch me old people up. Yeah. But, let's see. Okay.
Is
We'll
that
go
it?
back. Yeah, let's do that for now.
Why don't you show him Stanley?
Oh, yeah, I guess I can. Let's see. You gotta hold it on the camera. So.
Okay. Yeah, you're right on him.
Look at that guy.
You're right on him.
He's so cute. This is
Do you love
Sarah.
his background? He looks like he's actually in the desert.
Yeah.
He's so cute. Yeah, you guys did.
Cool.
You,
Very nice. Woo. I'm going to remove that from the stream, but that's kind of what's going on. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay. So, yeah, that's one thing I always wanted to show you guys. One thing I can see.
what is it? The door?
I was going to close it, but you guys can kind of
There's
see
stairs up there
us
now.
on our doors. I'm trying to think what else is going on over the alien world over here. I'm not sure what else I can show you. But yeah, I've always wanted to show them Quasimodo and show them how friendly and responsive they are. You know, when we first were thinking about getting puppers, we were not really considering a dragon pupper because
We thought it may just be like a rock.
yeah, everyone
It's
said
just there.
enjoy your new pet rock. And that could not be farther from the truth. And I know that Dan's Fish has also come around, and he was like, dude, that is amazing. Like, they are so much fun. They're so active. And
I'm really happy with that kind of puffer.
Oh,
I feel like he is the perfect one for us.
He is the
and he has
perfect
such a
one.
good personality.
He has one of the coolest personalities.
He's responsive. And I always think about that time where he was hungry and we fed him, but then he didn't go after the food right away, and he was kind of like almost doing like a dance.
Yeah,
remember? That was so funny.
He did like a little dance around and stuff. Looks like the lizard from Rango.
He's like, I know it's not the same lizard.
Yeah, it's a bearded dragon. That's one of the newest additions that we've got, Julian. It is a really friendly lizard. They're basically the puppies, the puppy dogs of the lizard world, because they like to be held most of the time, and they're just really friendly, and they always do that little head bob thingy.
Yeah, I love that.
They're very
he's always up on his
animated.
Like bobbing his head.
And I love how they sleep. He sleeps in the same position almost every single night. He goes up against the glass and just you see him just pass out.
Vertically. It's so funny.
Yeah, absolutely. We were on the fence for a couple days on getting on. We just fell in love with a specific one that we were like, we have to get him, and we spent a good amount of money on that.
Julian says,
nice. I want one. Yeah, they're great, man. Word of caution: they do get up to 2 feet long, so you better have a big tank.
Right now, at least a 40-gallon tank, right?
Maybe a little more. Yeah, maybe a little more. But I mean, the one we have him in now is a 20 long. But when he gets bigger, I'm putting him in that bamboo tank over there, which is about. I think I calculated that one's like 52 gallons. I think in there,
55.
Something like that. But it's definitely one of the coolest lizards. I've wanted one forever. And when I worked at Petco in college, I used to have a big bearded dragon that was one of the store's bearded dragons that I used to just keep on my shoulder. And he would just hang out there whenever I would sell fish. Because I was the fish guy at Petco back in the day.
They should have never let you go.
I quit. I quit Petco.
But they should have made it so you couldn't quit. I'll pay you all of the money.
Even better, it'll be my little attack lizard. Yeah, you should look up online. Look up online some of the YouTube videos of funny bearded dragon videos. I mean, they ride on the backs of dogs. I mean, they'll ride on. You can put them on a leash. You can put them on leashes. They like to be on the Roombas, the little things that the electronic vacuums that want to clean your room automatically, and they just are so cool that they're just a neat addition to the alien world here. Man, those stairs behind us look so cool. Those are not real stairs. So we got these cool things. We got these cool things for our doors that are like these vinyl wraps that you can wrap the door to make it look like something different. And the bathroom, it gives it an illusion of something. So that's not actually stairs. That's a really just a sticker kind of thing that went on my bedroom door. And I have turned my bathroom door inside my bedroom. It looks like a bookshelf now. So it looks like a hidden door almost, where you can't even tell there's a door to get in there. We got one more to put up too. That'll be really neat. That I'll show when we put it up one time. But
two more to
put. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We gotta order another one.
One's on the way.
Oh man, Amazon is dangerous. Amazon.com is dangerous. It's really dangerous.
Julian says that's hilarious. It looks so real.
Yeah.
The funny thing is we have just a one level house.
Yeah, this doesn't have any stairs.
Couldn't lead anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an awesome thing. I mean, if you guys haven't seen those, go check them out. I mean,
they even have those windows that you can just put on a wall that makes it look like you're looking out into this beautiful scenery.
Oh, we also got a cool thing for one of our outside doors that's mostly glass. We put up this stuff that makes the glass look like stained glass.
Oh, I love
it. It is so neat that you can just, it's like stick and peel stuff. It was so easy. You put it up there, you get the air bubbles out with a credit card, and it is just amazing what you can do without a ton of money. I mean, it's not that expensive.
We've gotten a bunch of stuff like that, for our kitchen and some of the windows and some of the doors.
Yep.
Just this easy peel and stick.
I'm tempted.
Makes all the difference.
I'm tempted to
not
do
expensive.
A stained glass fish tank. I'm so tempted to put the
That'd be
stained
cool.
glass stuff on the back of a fish
On
tank.
the back of one, yeah.
Yeah, it would be really interesting.
It'd be so cool to have like that rainbow look in there.
It really would. I don't know if the fish would freak out or not, but
fish like rainbows, I'm sure.
I don't know if they
Because
see.
I like rainbows.
I am not sure. What else we're trying to get into today? I can't remember what else. There's something else we're going to talk about. I can't remember.
Football, outside, baby fish.
What's going on, Dead Fred? Welcome. I always love your icon.
I know, it's great.
We're doing well. We're doing really well over here. Hope you're doing well.
It has been too long.
Yeah. Yeah, that would look awesome, I think, and it's cheap. Is there a? I guess no. The paper that if it wasn't connected doesn't have any color, so it wouldn't make any sense to show them that.
You could bring your phone over to the door again.
I could. Let me see if I can
turn the light on over there.
Let me see if I can.
The cool thing is it looks different depending on the lighting, but like even when the sun's not showing through the door, you can still see the shimmer and the rainbow. But obviously it's brighter when the sun comes in or when the lights are on. But it always looks pretty, like no matter what the lighting is.
I'll get back to what I was doing. Oh wait, it'll be through here. Sorry, bear with me. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. I'm gonna join my own StreamYard thing again, and I'll show you guys what we've done. Copy link. Open in Safari. Next. Go.
Put that light on though.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna mute this one. Enter. And to stream. Okay. Let me see if I can show this here. So let's see. You gotta tell me if this makes any sense here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on the door.
So this was just like regular glass panels, and we added all this peel and stick stained glass stuff that changes colors of the lights, and was a really cheap way to just make it look cool and also get some privacy without having to put up curtains. I didn't want to buy curtains for this area.
Yeah, because you can't really see through it well.
Yeah, but it's just a cool thing. I mean, if you guys are looking to do something to your windows or something, I would definitely recommend checking that stuff out. I'll show this too.
Whoa!
So it's such
leads
cool,
to nowhere.
It's an optical illusion. I mean, it's so neat.
It looks actually really good on camera.
I bet. I bet. What am I gonna walk up that?
Yeah, try to walk up the stairs. See where it gets you.
Yeah. I'll leave that now.
Yeah, but these things like weren't expensive and
no,
it wasn't difficult to apply them. Like I definitely recommend anyone to get this stuff.
Yeah. Amazon is my friend.
We're getting too close. Amazon lately.
I know. But I think there's a lot of cool things you can do when you don't have a ton of money that looks awesome. I mean, I think one of the things I like about our house is it's different. Like you don't really see a lot of houses set up like ours, I guess. It's like a combination of fish and sea life stuff on the walls and space and UFO stuff. And I don't know. I like that we made it our own.
It's almost like a little museum of fun.
It is.
Not to brag about our home. Obviously, we can make a lot of improvements.
This is not the most expensive home, guys. This is small little. It's like 1,000 square feet, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. But it's my little piece of home. It's my little piece of the world, and I like that my backyard is private, and I can do pretty much anything out there I want without bothering anybody. I only got one neighbor, and he's far enough away. He's really nice.
He has a backup generator.
yeah. When the power's gone out, he's been so nice and like throwing an electrical extension cord all the way from his house, all the way over the fence into my house to plug in my refrigerator so my food didn't spoil. I mean, he is just the coolest guy. He's got a giant crane. He has a crane construction company, and he puts up a giant American flag during 9/11 and Memorial Day and all these Veterans Days, and people are driving by honking.
That was all they.
Because they love supporting what he does. So I got really lucky with my neighbor that he's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I bet he feels the same about.
I don't know. I'm not.
He's
I'm not.
like, I got a really cool name.
I'm not as helpful.
Named Scott. He's really nice.
I'm not as helpful as he is. But either way. Well, I think we are going to probably wrap it up. We've been going for almost an hour. If you guys have any questions for us today, thanks for joining us a little bit later today. Getting a little later start, but I figured if we started somewhere between 4 and 5, it would be all right.
Yeah, thanks for being here, everyone, and thanks, Julian, for stopping in.
You should stop in
more often.
I know. I got to get you up here again, Julian. You got to come up to the place.
Yeah, that's our plan. Is once we're like do a little bit more with the house, we'll have everyone here.
I got a few hoops to jump through for some other things going on. I'll leave it at that. But I got a few hoops to jump through before I can do a huge party at my house or get together, and then we're gonna have a blast up here. It's gonna be awesome. But I guess thank you guys so much for coming and seeing our fish talking aliens. And like I said, if you get a chance, check out the Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix. It is called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. I would definitely recommend also going, after you watch that, I would say go watch the Joe Rogan interview with Bob Lazar also. And I think that'll give you a really good piece of the puzzle to what's going on with Bob Lazar. And if you think it's real, let me know. If you think he's full of crap, let me know. I want to see what you guys think. And yeah,
I felt enlightened.
Yeah, I definitely think it's
glad I watched it.
A good introduction, especially if you've never been interested in the UFO topic before and you don't know where to start.
Yeah,
but you're just curious. I think Bob Lazar is one of the most interesting ones.
It gets you like even more interested in it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming.
And I hope your arm feels better.
Yeah, I hope your arm feels better.
Keep applying that CBD.
Alrighty, guys, thank you very much. We love you all, and we will catch you next Saturday at 4:30, somewhere in that time. Peace out, guys. Later.